All right, I'm back. Slack you for that. Anyways, like I was going into, it says, and as their feet, like his feet is a bear, because Russia's going to be in this place. It says in his mouth as the mouth of a lion, which is basically talking about Great Britain, and the dragon is basically gave power is because the Roman Empire, which the dragon is basically representative of the ancient Roman Empire, because the ancient Roman Empire was a great empire. It was one of Esau's greatest empire. That's why they modeled so much after the Roman Empire. All right, because that's where Edom actually was the Roman Empire was known as a great empire, basically. How can I say? Matter of fact, that's why a lot of people say what Rome wasn't built in a day. Basically, if you want to get as great as Rome, you're gonna need time to get like that. All right. But basically, the point I was getting is verse 3. It says, "And I saw one of his heads as it was wounded to death," which is what was the Roman Empire fell. All right, which was known as the pagan Roman Empire. But when it fell by not Septimius Severus, actually it was a couple. It was actually a couple. Septimius Severus was like the fifth ruler of the Holy Roman Empire. It was a few. The names escape me at the moment, but you can go and do the research. But it was a few rulers before Septimius Severus took down the pagan Roman Empire. All right, and after the pagan Roman Empire fell, the so-called Holy Roman Empire came up, which was the empire we know as the Byzantine or the Byzantium Empire, which Constantinople, which were all Israelites, ruled in Rome. All right, but that goes into, matter of fact, let me grab that. Revelations 20. This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 1. It says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, have the key of the bottomless pit, and a great chain in his hand," which that bottomless pit is Europe. It says, and he laid hold on that dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Right? What was that 1,000 years? That 1,000 years is when basically what we were ruling in Rome, and he was what? He was in pushed off into the mountains, rooting and eating fucking bugs out of their hair. All right, juniper roots and shit like that, man. All right. So the Lord bound them for 1,000 years. So what? Guess what? The Lord had a veil where they couldn't come back into power for 1,000 years. All right, just like us now. We can't. There's nothing that we can do to overthrow this man. We have to wait on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to come up and do it, man. All right. So that veil, just like it is on Esau, is on us now. Verse 3, it says, "And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years be fulfilled." Right, man. So that 1,000 years has been fulfilled when what? When we failed back in the 14 or 1300s by the Ottoman Turks. All right, that 1,000 years was fulfilled then. All right. So when they overtook us and they basically got back into power, then that's what they were loose for that. Right now they're loose for that little season. All right. It says, "And shall deceive the nations no more till that 1,000 years be fulfilled. And after that, he should be loose for a little season." Right now. And right now, he's loose for that little season. But when that 1,000 years were fulfilled, he came back. That's why he has a thing called the Renaissance, which means the rebirth. All right. He was already in rulership as the Greeks and the Romans. But then what? We reigned for 1,000 years in the Holy Roman Empire. But then he came back into power, which basically rebirthed him back. All right. And he's been in power ever since. All right. Then you got 1492 where Cristobal Colon came over America, and the rest is history, So basically, we're not going to make this mistake right here, all right? Which really, to be honest, it all boiled down to prophecy, which it was destined for him to get back into rulership. He wasn't supposed to rule forever. But the scriptures do say, matter of fact, let me go ahead and grab this. This is Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right, man. So this is where we fell out, because Jake, which, like I said, it all boiled down to prophecy. It was all supposed to happen, but also at the same time, Jake started trusting Esau. Jake went in to go grab Esau and brought him and started putting him in the army, and then Esau started to marry into the family. Esau started to get some type of leverage on Jake. All right, you can do the history about the Byzantine Empire and how it fell and stuff like that. But really, it all boiled down to because what we started to let Esau get back in, get back into our kingdom. All right, which that's not going to be in the kingdom of heaven, man. You're not going to have no governed Edomites. You're not going to have no Edomites. No other nation is going to be over an Israelite. I don't care if it's the smallest Israelite in the kingdom. You ain't gonna have no heathen over that Israelite. The heathen telling what an Israelite what to do. Hey, make sure you're showing it for work, boy. Make sure you're doing this, boy. You ain't gonna have that in the kingdom, man. All right, no heathen is gonna be up over an Israelite, from the smallest to the great. All right. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And though thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou hast known that his rust has not been altogether wiped away. It says, set him not by thee, lest he hath overthrown thee. He stand up in thy place, right, man? So this is exactly how he did when we was in when we was in our empire, man. What? He stood up in our place. He started to take us down, and then eventually what? He eventually took over us. He took over. The Byzantine Empire fell. The Ottoman Turks came up, and then what? Europe started being filled with Edomite faces. Now, when you look up Europe, you see nothing but Edomites. Anything that come from the European, oh yeah, that's a European. Didn't know that for about 1,000 years, Israelites ruled in Europe, man. That's why you have a thing called what? The Dark Ages. All right. Why is it called the Dark Ages? Because dark men was ruling. All right. Dark men was ruling certain parts of Italy, Ireland. That's where the Moors comes in at, man. All right. Let me see. It says, he hath stand up in thy place. It says, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. Right, man. So this is what we're not going to do in the kingdom, man. We're not going to put up Esau so they can be a statue of authority or have a matter of fact, Esau is going to be Esau. I don't know about other brothers, but Edom, in my kingdom, Edomites are not even going to have rule over other heathens. Heathens are going to have more say so than Esau. Esau is literally going to be at the bottom. He's going to be beneath everybody. Esau is not going to have no say so whatsoever. All right. That's just for me though. But anyways, what was I getting for that? Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. It says, least he take thy seat. It says, and thou hast the and thou at the last remembering my word and be pricked therewith. Right, man. So this is when like I said back with the Dark Ages, it was destined because it was written in the book of Revelations that he was to come back into power, but also at the same time, Jake. When we were in rulership around the time, we shouldn't even have never trusted that man in the first place. All right. We should never even trusted him. But what? Jake brought Esau out them caves, dressed them all up, got them looking some semi-decent. Because Esau would never be decent. I'm sorry. Esau would never be decent. They always got some type of fucked up and wicked way about them. All right. Whether it's the way they eat, the way they just something, even if they do seem like an upstanding person, behind closed doors, that dude got some sick psycho ways about him, man.